Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Comrade Zero Spike back again once again today, people. Today we're here for Bakuage Sentai BoonBoomger episode 8, and in this episode we get the name drop of the Hashirara-sen mob boss. We get the real reason why Taya made the BoonBoomger and all the BoonBoomgers, and we kind of got some trust issues going on and a tragic kind of ending to this episode. I think like next episode is going to be like the ending to this two-part arc that we got going on. And in this episode I really liked how we're starting to have those team drama problems to where, you know, like, oh, we find out a secret about somebody else and he's like, oh, why didn't you tell us about this? And yeah, so in this episode we find out what Taya's dream is, and we find out that, you know, Taya only created the BoonBoomger because he's trying to be a part of this big universal race called the BBG, and the other team members are kind of, and we see that Joe and Mira aren't too happy about that. They felt like they were part of something bigger. They felt like they were part of like a team, like a superhero team and stuff like that. And we see that Blue and Genba, they already, Sashido and Genba already knew about this. They already knew about what Taya was technically making all the Boom cards for. He was just doing the whole BoonBoomger thing in the meantime while they, you know, while he gets ready for this. And we also get introduced to a new Boom car in this episode, which basically is supposed to have like ghost abilities. Yeah, it has like somewhat of like a ghost ability, and they're actually testing this car in the beginning of the episode. Like, we start off on a rainbow road in this episode, and because in this episode our mecha fight doesn't involve a rainbow road kind of synopsis thing going on. So we did see that Mad Rex is talking with the other two, and he's pissed off that, you know, he can't beat, you know, Boon Red. He can't beat him, so he ends up devising his own little plan to bring Boon Red to me and, like, you know, isolate him so I can fight him one-on-one and stuff like that. And we get back to the team, and the team is, well, like, you see, like, Mira and Joe are the ones that really take it to heart the most, because, you know, Sashido and Genba are already freaking new. And we did get a little cute scene with ISA girl. She's kind of like being like doing nice things for Boon Boon, and she got him like this thing for his favorite idol and stuff like that. But yeah, so they ended up, you know, being attacked by some Hashirara-sen. After, you know, before that they did, you know, ask Taya about what he's got going on and stuff like that, because we see that he does get hurt earlier in the episode, and, you know, from testing the new Boon car. So they go off to fight off these monsters and stuff. After they have that talk with him, I feel like Taya was gonna get ready to tell them stuff, but he's just a too cool, suave guy. You know, like, that's what he feels like. That's what Taya really feels like. But yeah, so they go off to go fight the Hashirara-sen, but it just seems like they're not really doing nothing. They're just like going off and just being annoying. Like, they're just sitting off their grunts and, you know, just being annoying, and, you know, getting that gas line stuff to come up. And we see that Yadu, he starts to eat up a bunch of the gas line, right? He starts to eat up a bunch of the gas line, but he's not like spitting out a monster, because in this episode we don't have a monster of the week. So he starts absorbing all of the gas line, which that comes into play later. And when he starts absorbing all the gas line, we see that he is like storing it all up. We see that our BoonBoomger, they end up running into a warehouse after all the grunts and whatever like lead them into that warehouse. And, you know, the infamous warehouse that's been in every Toku series, you know, the Toku series so far has been in a lot of it has been in Geats, a lot of it. even Gachard has been in this same freaking warehouse. This warehouse has to be getting buku dollars because it's making all kinds of cameo appearances. So, but they lead the rest of the BoonBoomger into a trap where they all get trapped in these cages, and they trap everyone, including themselves. They trap everyone, including themselves, and that's when Mad Rex himself pops in, and he's like, "All right, now that everybody's out of the way, I can finally get my one-on-one with you." And Mira is like, "Don't fight this guy like by yourself and stuff, you know." And it just seems like Taya is being like very, very reckless in this episode. He's being very reckless. He's like just offering up his life, like, well, being reckless with his life, and he fights Mad Rex, and this fight is awesome. This is a really, really awesome fight. We see it like Taya has to be like one of the strongest Reds out there to be able to beat this high rank, general type guy that he has somewhat of a rivalry with. Able to like handle this guy, I think this is what, the third time they fought, the second or third time they fought each other, and we see that Taya's able to defeat him. But we see that he grabs Yaru Yaru, and he basically squeezes all the gas line that Yaru Yaru absorbed up earlier. He just squeezes Yaru Yaru out of him, and he absorbs all that gas line, and we get into a mecha fight. When we get into the mecha fight, we see that he's beating them, and they basically go through every upgrade that they've had up until now, and Mad Rex is just bursting through all of it. So we see that Taya ends up Mad Rex also ends up hitting them, stopping one of their transformations and knocking Joe and Mira out of the mech. So that's when Taya decides to use the new Boom Boom car, which is still a prototype. It's still a prototype, and they end up using that, and it ends up hurting Yashiro and Genba, and they end up getting knocked out of the mech. So that's when Taya and BoonBoom basically use this new power up to basically take down Mad Rex, but Mad Rex is still alive. He's still out here. He's still alive, and we're gonna see him again. I think next episode we're gonna see him again. So we see that Taya gets severely hurt from this, and he was already hurt before earlier in the episode. And he ends up getting hurt, and Mira and Joe are like really mad at him, like, why did you like run away from him? Why did you risk so easily risk your life like that, and risk all of our lives as well? And we see that Taya does the stereotypical pass out thing. He's all bloodied up and everything, and our episode ends off right there. So looks like Taya is going to be out of commission for a while. And in the next episode, we're going to see our other 4 BoonBoomger as he fight Mad Rex, and we're also going to get a new mecha form. But yeah, this episode was dope. I really love this episode. I like how we're getting that classic, we got the whole team together now thing. Now we're gonna have like a concentrated, Red Ranger episode. And they did talk to Genba about like, where do you get all this stuff? Like, where do you get all these things that we need? And he's like, yeah, that's a secret. He won't tell them. So and we see that the ISA girl, she did ask Genba, why did you've been here the whole time, like you've known about everything going on, you've been helping them, like why are you joining the team now? And he's like, that's a secret, I got my own things I want to do. So but yeah, this episode was dope. We see that we also got a crossover coming up, because the scans for this episode, the scans for the next episode after this just went crazy. We see that Go-Wanger is going to be joining us, but it's just going to be Sosuke. And yeah, it seems like it's just gonna be Sosuke, because the guy did this thing back then where like it was just Daigo that showed up, but yeah, it's just gonna be Sosuke, and I think this is gonna be like a reference to like the BBG, and I feel like the BBG is there's just this big Grand Prix race around the universe, and maybe we're gonna see like other car themed Sentai or Rangers in this thing. I could be wrong, but yeah, yeah, like this episode, we're getting that team drama, type thing. We gotta go through some ups and downs to really start trusting each other and becoming a team, because you can see the heartbreak that happens with Joe and Mira when they find out what the BoonBoomger are really ready for. And maybe some of this would also coincide with why Taya is so freaking rich, because maybe he's been in the BBG before. Because how did he hear about the BBG? I feel like he's probably been in the BBG before and probably won it. Or maybe it's a family thing. Like, we just don't know yet. We just don't know what Taya's real deal is. But we're getting closer to that. And yeah, but this episode was really good. I love this episode. I love this fight scene between Taya and Mad Rex was amazing. It was absolute peak, and I loved it. It was a really good fight. But yeah, we're furthering plot, we're furthering the story, we're getting into some more serious stuff. We got the name drop of the Hashira-sen mob boss. His name is Wild Spender. So, and we also got a Fast and Furious reference to. He's called the Fast and Furious Wild Spender. And man, I feel like this guy's huge. I feel like he's gonna be like huge. I feel like he's gonna be like monstrous to a degree, or he could just be like just this regular business kind of dude, because this is a mob family type thing going on with the Hashira-sen. But they don't really seem like that bad of guys. They really don't seem like that bad. They don't really like do a lot of destruction, if you get what I mean. They don't really do a lot of destruction. They just when they get gaslight, when they're trying to get gaslight, they're just doing a bunch of wacky and annoying things. If anything, like maybe some traumatizing stuff, but they're not like really hurting people. They're hurting people, but they're not like offing. They're not offing people, But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode. What you guys think? Because I'm on the fence, because I don't know how to feel, but this episode was really dope, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. But other than that, how do you guys think this whole arc is gonna wrap up? And yeah, so you guys let me know all that down in the comment section down below, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, as I always say, stay henshined.